Live?
Are we?
It hasn't come through yet.
Oh, it says live in the corner.
Yeah, it says live in the corner, view on YouTube. Oh my goodness.
There we are.
Here we go.
Yay.
Oh my goodness.
There we are. It's very lagged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think anybody's here. I don't know. Oh, wait, no, it says 3 people are watching. Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Okay, should we wait a couple minutes? I don't know for people to come on. I don't know.
Yeah, we can wait a couple minutes.
I don't know what to say while we wait.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Well, hello to the 3 people who are watching.
I think I may be one of them.
Let me tweet that we're live right now. Let me do that.
Yeah. It's so hard too, because I feel like sometimes Saturdays are hard.
Hi, Hannah. Okay. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're good. I was just saying it's hard to figure out like a day that's good for everybody to like watch, because
True.
Saturdays people are busy, but then if you do it during the week, they a lot of times are busy as well. So, but it probably will go live on your, or not live, but it'll probably go up on the channel afterwards, right? So people can always watch it.
Yeah, I think you have the option to save it, right?
I think so. Yeah, I'll probably figure it out when
Yeah.
I'm gonna share the link, copy link, put it on Twitter. Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's Emma. Hi, Emma. Should we just start now? I don't know.
Yeah, that works for me.
That's totally cool.
Okay, so let's introduce ourselves. How about Ashley, you go first?
Sure. Okay. I'm Ashley. So I have my channel is Asharp Books. Is it reverberating for you guys? Because I can like hear myself.
I think you need to mute yourself. On
Where?
something.
The bottom?
Because I can hear like me through yours.
I don't have anything open though.
That's so weird.
I can't hear myself through Ashley's. I don't know.
We'll figure that out. So anyways. But yeah, I have Asharp Books on BookTube and then on Instagram. So hello.
And both their channels are linked down below. Oh, I forgot to say that Stacy's not here for this live show. She couldn't make it today, so hopefully she'll be here for the next one, but we'll miss her for sure.
Yes.
Definitely.
Oh, I guess, Jen, do you want to go?
Okay. I'm Jen, and my channel is Jen's Bookshelf. It's Jen with 2 N's, as you can see on the screen. And it is also Jen's Bookshelf on Bookstagram, and on Twitter, it like flipped itself, so it's like Bookshelf Jen instead of Jen's Bookshelf. It's fine, but hi.
It's all good.
I'm Avery. If you didn't know, this is my channel. And I am Avery Loves Books on YouTube. It's avery.loves.books on Instagram, and then Avery Loves Books without the E in loves on Twitter. Yeah. So I thought we could start with, what are we going to start with right here? How about we start with telling everybody what we're currently reading and like our highs and lows of the month. I thought that would be cool.
Yeah. Okay, you want me to go first?
Sure. We can just go in the same order.
Okay, cool. So what I'm currently reading, I brought it over here since you mentioned it. So I'm reading a historical, because you know I love a historical romance. So I'm reading The Rogue, Fifth Avenue.
So it looks like a steamy cover.
It is, but I think it's actually really pretty because I'm kind of picky.
No.
But yeah, I just picked that one up. It's part of Joanna Shupe's like Gilded Age series. So it's in New York in like the 1890s, and I like it. It's pretty cool. So and then I just finished. Oh, I'm also reading Penny Reed. So her like novella. It's called what's it called? Kissing Tolstoy, I think it is. It's really cute so far.
Cool.
Very cute cover, but it's on my Kindle, so.
Mm-hmm.
You guys want to go ahead? I'm considering what my highs and lows are.
I just pulled out my Goodreads because I couldn't remember what I was reading because I had I was reading like for the Newts. I read like for the Newts readathon. I finished listening to the first book for my herbology whatever, and it's an audiobook. So I read The Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater. It was so good. So atmospheric.
I haven't read that Maggie Stiefvater one yet. I heard it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect to read in like October, November time because
cool.
it's like it's set then and it's like icy waters on the beach and they're in like coats all the time. It's so atmospheric. It's so good. And I'm also still trucking my way through Eldest by Christopher Paolini.
That's a chunker.
Yeah.
I remember when those books came out when I was like probably 12 or something.
I don't know. I've never read them in my life, but I was
hadn't either.
Regretting it because it's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
There's a movie, isn't there, of the first one?
I think so, but it tanked so hard.
Yeah.
And then I also I'm only halfway through my reread of Chamber of Secrets because I am annotating it.
Ooh.
So like,
oh yeah, I saw those cute little Instagram posts with all your drawings.
That was really cute.
Yeah.
I'm not the best at like annotating things. I don't know. I get a little squirrely when I start writing in books. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
Because I have like my English major degree. I'm so used to annotating books.
Yeah.
What are you reading, Avery?
So I got all of the saga books through the library. So I have volume 5. I've only like gone to page 2, to be honest, with all this math stuff that I'm working on, like school.
Yeah.
I've barely read anything. I literally like I'm also listening to Wrong to Need You by Alicia Rye.
Ooh, do you like it?
I had to stop on the epilogue. That's how busy I am.
Like, let us know what you think, though, because I feel like everyone has read that book, and I haven't read it yet.
This series is so good. I accidentally read them out of order. I read the first book for the Buzzwordathon like last month or the month before that, and then this month I read the third book. I think it's called Hurts to Want You or something, and I love that one because it has fat rep in it, and like I honestly. I love when like the big buff guy falls for like an overweight girl because it's like I don't know, it just it makes me like there's like
it's not maybe like size 0 or something.
Yeah, exactly. I will say there's this one thing in there that just like made me melt was like she's wearing like a bathing suit, like a high waisted bathing suit. Is that what it's called? Like a halter bathing suit. I don't know, but like there's obviously like. I have this too, where like when you put on a swimsuit or like a bra or something, like you get like a fat roll in your back when you wear it.
Yeah.
And it's like staring at this fat roll and like getting turned the F on.
I love it.
Which one was that? That was book 3? I'm like, I need to go find this one now.
I'm on the epilogue of book 2. This is really good. And then I'm on page 1 of, I think it's called The Swedish Prince by Karina Hawley.
Yes. I loved that one.
Because I read the one that you recommended to me, actually, the third one.
Yes.
I read that one. I read that one before and really enjoyed it. So
yes, I love the third one the best, but The Swedish Prince is good as well. Yeah. I usually read everything out of order. Like I just can't help it. Like everything is out of order.
Yeah.
I don't even realize it usually, and then I'm like, oops.
Well, I started the third one and I was like, oops, I just realized it's out of order, but like it's so good. I'm not gonna stop it to go back to
most of the time it doesn't
need to be read in order.
No, to me, it only ruins like who the couples are, and I'm like, if it's a romance, you know they're gonna end up together anyway, so I'm fine with that. Yeah. But it makes my best friend cringe, though. She hates it. She's like, "What do you mean you're reading book 2?" So if I
think it's fine with I think it's fine with romance books.
I think it's
fine. Like,
everyone has their thing.
Like one of my friends, she told me that when she first read the Harry Potter series, she read book 4 first, and I was like,
Harry Potter?
That's a little different.
Yeah, no. Like if it's a series and it's like a continuation, then it makes sense. But
or like fantasy. If I read fantasy, I'm gonna read it in order. You know.
Yeah.
Romances, they're just more like they're not really series. They're more like anthology.
Yeah.
Sorry. Cool. Well, I guess my high was for the month was my best friend came into town. That was really fun. So I guess for July, yeah. So we went to college together and we lived together for like 6 years or something like that. But I moved last year, so I live like 6 hours away from her now. So I know.
I would cry if I lived that far from my best friend. I feel for you.
Yeah, I know. So that was really fun. She came for like 4 or 5 days, so we had a really good time. And I mean, I had seen her in the summer, but it was just nice to have like a little bit more time. So that was a high, and I guess a low would be, it was just not really a low, but I had summer break off, and I went back to work for my school, the county that I work for, which I love my job, but it's still, you know, it's sad to get up that early every day. So that was my low.
Okay. My father.
What about you, Jen?
A high for this month would probably be that I finished my first draft of my novel.
Yay!
Yeah. Which is so nice. I've been working on this one for so long.
That's great.
What kind of book is it going to be?
Fantasy.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
Okay.
YA fantasy, yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. So
if we ever need
hopefully.
beta readers.
Yeah.
Yes. Eventually. Right now it is a flaming pile of garbage, but like eventually.
Mine would be too if it was.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
Draft. That's okay.
First drafts. Oh. But it's done.
Yeah.
A low? I don't really know. It's been like a standard month for me, so
Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
Good not to have low. What you, Avery?
I guess a high would be like, I got my grades back for my first 2 exams because I only take 3 exams and then the final and the third exam and the final are in the same week. So like, yeah, but I took my first exams and it's been a really hard time with school recently. I've been like going to bed. I've been waking up at 6 a.m. to go to class and then going to bed at 3 a.m. because doing math homework because then I have school, work, come home, do all that stuff. But anyway, I was just like so frustrated about like, it's so hard. Like it's not going to pay off. Like I really wanted to quit so badly. And then I got my grades back. I got A's on both my tests. And I was like,
That's awesome.
Yes. Thank you.
The hard work paid off.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And then a low for me would be my grandma is in critical condition at the hospital right now. So yeah, they found a blood clot in her lungs. So yeah, she's out of ICU though, so it's getting a little bit better at least.
That's good.
But she's not technically out of the woods yet. So
fingers crossed.
We'll send all the good vibes her way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so do we want to talk about I guess what we rated it?
Yeah.
Originally thoughts about it?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
So I gave it 4. So the book we're talking about, in case anyone me too. This is one
what we're talking about.
Which I'm sure you know if you're here, unless you. Oh, I like your cover.
Yeah, it was the audio, the ebook.
Oh, I like that.
Cool.
But I gave it 4 stars. Which I think we talked about before. It was like a 3.5, 4. I usually. I'm not a super critical reader, so I usually will like go up on Goodreads and give it 4. So yeah, I give it 4.
I do if it's like between a 4.5 and a 5-star, I'll always give it the 5. But if it's like between, like if it's just hitting the 4.5, I'll give it a 4 because I'm brutal. I did that with this one.
Okay.
I gave it a 3 on Goodreads, but it's a 3.5 for me.
Yeah, I'm not like the most critical reader ever. Like, I know that like some books have their flaws, but honestly, if I really enjoyed it, I'll give it 5 stars. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
For this one, there was just like, I gave it like a 4, 3.5 kind of thing, just because like, there were just some things where I read it and I was like, why is this in the book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I definitely rate on like enjoyment a lot of the times. And that's why this one, like, you know, I enjoyed it, but I read it really fast too.
Yeah.
Like I read it in like a day and a half or something, like 2 days maybe. So I felt like just on that alone, it deserved at least like a 3-star because it was like kept me like interested.
Mhm.
But there were just some things that I'm sure we will discuss that I'm like, like this could have been done a little bit differently, and I think I would have gotten a 5-star.
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes a lot for a romance or a contemporary to get me a 5-star.
Yeah.
Most of them I find are like too fluffy, frivolous, and just like I'm like, why? No, I'm not gonna rate this a 5-star because it wasn't a 5-star read for me. It wasn't a favorite. But if it's a favorite, like
Yeah.
the one I
Oh,
can
yeah.
think about is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren.
Oh, yes.
That
Yeah.
had me cackling in my car. So it was like one of my favorite books that I've read this year so far. So it got a 5-star from me. But
I always
yeah.
say too, 5-stars for me are ones that I usually would want to reread. Like
Yeah.
that's how I would, like I would reread this. Like I want to own it, like that kind of thing if I don't already. And so if it doesn't meet that, usually it's like a 4 or a 3 for me. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I just lost my train of thought. I was going to say something.
Happens.
Man, I had something to say too. Darn. I remember. Okay, so to be honest, if I read this physically, I would have given it a lower rating. But I don't know why audiobooks just always put it in a higher rating for me because I enjoy it so much more, And I was originally gonna physically read this, but then like with my school and my job and everything, I realized I would not have time, and it takes me 35 minutes to get to campus. So I was like, I listen to an audiobook every day. So I was like, okay, this will be fine. Listening, I'll get it done at least. And it was, I think, way more enjoyable than I would think if I read it.
I agree. I find the same thing with a lot of books is that, especially with rom-coms, because I think it's the way that the audiobook like puts you in the story. And if you just read it all in like a flow, it goes faster than if you're just like physically reading it.
Especially if it's really funny, because it starts to almost be like you're watching like a TV show or something.
Yeah. It's exactly like being like watching a rom-com. It's great.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. So yeah, I think we all had like similar feelings about this one though, which is really cool because I'm curious to see like if in the future if there's any like I loved it.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's like really funny to see because everyone has different opinions, which is good.
Yeah.
So.
My computer's gonna die. Give me a second. I gotta get my charger.
No worries. I know. I was keeping an eye on my battery life here.
Where did I put my charger? That's a good question.
So I guess we can talk about like the major plot and then the characters if you want.
Yeah, for sure. Because we wanted to maybe do a little bit non-spoilery.
Right. So if anyone, I'm assuming most people probably have read the book, but if anyone doesn't want to be spoiled, we'll maybe in like a few minutes, like 5 minutes maybe, we'll say maybe exit the building if you don't want to be spoiled, and then come back and watch it once you've read the book. So, but I think most people probably have read it, but if not, yeah. But you can talk about the characters and the plot and stuff, I think, without giving too much away, so it should be okay.
Yeah. So we want to talk about the plot.
Yeah.
So basically, long story short, I think it's just about I'm gonna use the picture here. This is Daxton, right? Daxton. And this is Kaylin. And basically they had a meet cute back in college. Daxton is like a childhood star. I kind of think of him as that boy from Boy Meets World.
Oh yeah, that's like I think that like was the tie. Yeah.
Right.
I don't remember his name, but that's what I kept picturing him as. I don't remember his name, but he's from Boy Meets World basically, and you can see him like as like a star, childhood star actor. There you go. So this is basically Daxton was a childhood star actor, and Kaylin, like that was her favorite show of all time. That he was on. She was the ultimate fangirl. Let's just
that cute.
That was the best part of this book. I swear.
It made me like it made me think that it was gonna be like a college setting book, and I was like, yes. I mean, it wasn't.
I know.
The ending, like I won't spoil the ending, but like that involved like the fan girl.
It was cute. I was like, that's a nice touch. Yeah.
But basically, they have a meet cute back in college, law school. If you know what a meet cute is, like basically like an awkward meeting that ends up like I don't know.
The way two characters,
You know, like
like
if someone like spills their coffee on you, and then you're like, "Oh, let me help you with your shirt," or you know, then something like that.
It's a term used for like in movies. I know this because I watched The Holiday too many times, and lovely little man who likes the word gumption. I can't remember Arthur. Sure,
I've never heard of that.
The Holiday.
No.
Oh, you gotta watch it, man. It's got Kate Winslet in it. It's got Cameron Diaz.
Yeah,
I think Cameron Diaz, like the
and
blonde.
Jack Black and Jude Law.
Oh,
it's
my
Christmas
favorite
too.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's my
Christmas
favorite.
movie. Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, but that's how I know the term from.
Okay.
He explained that one of the little old man. He explains it because he was in Hollywood, and he's like, it's this moment in a movie when like two people first meet. It's
Okay. Basically, meet cute in college, and then like basically Daxton does something to like screw Kaylin over, and she ends up like hating his guts. And then I think it takes place 10 years later,
like 8 or 10, something like that.
I don't remember the number. Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, because how long is law school? It's like a ridiculous amount of time because it's like for 4 years or whatever. They're like rivals, and then like it's well after that because she's almost 30. Right? She's 28 or something.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It's gotta be like, give me a second. It says
it might only be like 5 or 7 years though, because I feel like I don't know. They were so they're in their like early 30s in the like present day timeline.
Yeah.
Which, I did like that though. I did like that they were like 28 and he was like 30. I think because he was a few years older. But
8.
Oh, you're right.
It says at the beginning of the prologue, 8 years ago.
Okay, so 8 years later, Daxton like it kind of says on the back that Daxton like needs her help, but it's like way more than that. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. That's not just help. It's not like, hey, can you do this for me?
It's interesting though, because on the back, it totally like to me gives away the big like plot twist.
I didn't know that was gonna happen.
I didn't read the back of the book.
What plot twist? Did I miss a plot twist? Because there was no twist.
Not a twist, but like I didn't realize the whole like him with his sister thing.
It says on the back. You can infer what you want. It says on the back.
It says on the back.
Now Dax needs her help as guardian to his 13-year-old sister. He's way in over his head.
Yeah, so it's like it gives away like the inciting incident thing, right?
Give away too much. Like I think the sometimes gives away too much, you know?
Yeah. That's why I try not to read synopsises a lot, or like I'll read a little bit of it to see if I'll like the book, but then I'll like put it on my shelf for a month and a half and I'll forget about it.
Yeah. What I like to do too is I like to get recommendations from like booktubers, and like I'll just remember what they've said and like not read them. You know what I mean?
I'm awful at like describing stuff. If you've ever seen any of my videos on my channel, I'm just like, I don't know, this is about a boy and this is about a girl.
I have no idea what this is about.
Yeah. I'm always afraid I'm gonna like start giving away things if I start describing it too much. So,
yeah. If I've read the book, I try to describe the plot, then I'm like bouncing around everywhere. One of my videos, I did the like a book talk for Prior of the Orange Tree. That book is like a tome, right? So I'm like, I don't know how to like split this between spoilery and non-spoilery because I don't know.
Yeah,
what should happen.
And then you have people saying like, "Don't give away stuff," and on the other side, they're like, "I don't know what you're talking about." I'm like, happy medium people.
Yeah.
So.
And then I like talk to my friends about books, and I'll like spoil one of the biggest like plot points, and they're just like,
I know.
No, I wanted to read that.
I do have my friends too.
Me too.
I'm like, oh yeah, this girl like dies and she witnesses it, and then my friend's like, don't tell me that.
Okay, so yeah, that's basically the
premise there. So he comes. He needs help from Kaylin with her lawyering skills. In like 8 years later, and that's kind of where the story starts.
Yeah, because at the beginning, Kaylin's parents have changed lawyers to set up a trust for their daughter it's Emmy, right? But I wasn't like, it's
Dax
not
is-
May.
It's Emmy. Yeah, the
Okay.
audience is Emmy.
I was like, because usually Emmy is spelt with an IE, not just an E. What is happening? But Emmy. So they set up a trust for their 13-year-old daughter, Emmy, and he like joins them to make sure that the lawyer that they pick is like normal. And then he's like, oh, it's you.
And I like
Girl.
I found it so irritating how like in the beginning he didn't even freaking recognize her.
That was
You
like,
know?
what? But then he did, like in his like chapter point of view, he did recognize her, and I was like, that's an editing error. Like, no.
Mhm. Yeah.
No.
It was interesting the way they did that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we go to the like spoiler section now?
Yes, because I want to talk about tropes.
Like, I'm gonna give something away in about 2 seconds.
Yeah, 100%. So like if you guys have not, whoever's watching this, if you have not read the book yet and you don't want to be spoiled, leave now. Hello, hi, bye. Because we don't want to spoil you.
Mm-hmm. But if you don't, if you're just watching for fun and
Too, yeah. If you just want to
I don't know.
talk about random stuff, then stick around. So
My computer's like making the loudest noises right now. It's overheating.
Okay.
Ooh.
We already talked about first thoughts / ratings.
Mhm.
Are we gonna do characters next?
Sure.
I loved Emmy. Just letting you know.
Oh
yeah,
God,
me too.
Surprise.
I loved her. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
glad they picked a 13-year-old
Mhm.
instead of like a 16-year-old or a 15-year-old because teenagers in books are the most annoying.
Yep.
I'm like, I wasn't this annoying at 16.
Yeah.
What?
And I was actually really glad too that she was a teenager and not like a child, not like a 5 or 6-year-old, because I've seen that a lot. And sometimes it can be done well, but then it's like it's his child more than like his brother, you know what I mean? Especially because he was like 30 something.
That one part where she ran up to him and called him dad, I was like, no, you've been dadless for a week and a half. No.
Yeah.
I think that was just a slip, but yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Oh, I hated that. Absolutely hated that. I cannot.
I'd like do like a double take, double listen, whatever, and be like, what?
Yeah, because Dad and Dax sound so familiar, like so similar, but like no.
Yeah.
No.
That scene where she gets her period for the first time, I'm like, honey.
I actually really, really liked that scene though.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite part, to be
honest.
honest.
Because that's like the moment that Kaylin was like, wait, he's actually like a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's in the superstore freaking out about his sister.
That was my favorite part. I love
like
that.
Elderly diapers.
Like you would think he's a 30-year-old man and he should know what he's doing, but like no.
No, like I literally after that was like, I need to ask a man now. Like, do
they
you
had
know?
No idea. They had zero idea because we're the ones who were taught about that, right? Like they would only learn from us or if they had sisters, right?
Like I have a twin brother, and I'm like, I wonder if he even knew. Like obviously they're the same age, and I'm like, he's married now, so I'm pretty sure he knows now.
Yeah, but like back then, probably not.
Back then, he would have been like, I have no idea. Like, don't you just?
No. I have a sister.
I know. So I like was trying to find like my favorite scene, and I put that one as one of them, just because it was really sweet and kind of hilarious, but also like with Kaylin and Dax, I did feel like it was kind of a turning point for them, just because. I think it's in the book even that like she fell in love with him on like the tampon aisle. Like that's cute. Love.
Yeah. I also was really bothered by the fact that they said I love you within like a month of knowing each other like that way, and I was like, no, don't bring that trope in. No.
I think I wrote it in here. Like, I found it kind of like not insta-lovey, but like too fast for how they were feeling, because like
it went from to love like that.
Yeah. Also because like they claim like, oh, we've known you since law school. Like it's been like I've known you for so long. Like I feel like I know you and all this stuff. I'm like, but you haven't seen each other in 8 years. Like you still need to get to know somebody after that long. You know what I mean?
I mean, like I think his side was more normal because he did like her, like he was like obsessed with her in law school. Like he was constantly trying to like beat her and was like really attracted to her at the same time. So like I get that, but like I think also the grief aspect came in, and I think the author used the whole grief and like trying to come back from trauma trope to make him need her. Because like if this had been set like a year after he lost his parents and he was having the custody battle, then I don't think it would have happened the same way.
That's true. I mean, it's a really good point.
Yeah. I was trying to think about it. I'm like, because I hate that trope of like within the first few pages, the parents are dead, and now he's like, it's the grief is used to connect to somebody else. And I'm like, no, because that causes so many problems. But like, I was trying to think about it. I'm like, what would be better if it was set like a year after? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny because I think, like, for me, I think I'd heard before I picked up the book, like I'd heard a lot of people talking about it, and you try to like tune people out, but you can't really. So one of the things I heard people saying was that they thought it was just a really serious book, like for how cute the cover was.
Yeah.
Dinner.
That's good service.
Yes.
But yeah, I felt like, and I kind of agreed, like based on the cover and like what I thought it was going to be, it was a much more serious, like with the grief and all of that than I thought it was going to be. And I just felt like it was like two different books. Like if, like you said, Jen, the whole beginning prologue was hilarious and adorable. And even the whole like fangirling aspect, that could have been a separate book. And
I wanted that book.
Yeah, like I would read that. And then
I wanted to read that book. I thought I was reading that book.
And then it could have been
I was like, oh.
a book with the rest of it, like with the grief and you know, raising the sister and all that. Like I feel like that could have been like a differently toned book, but I felt like they were squishing them together, and that was where it kind of lost me sometimes. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I ended up, the way I read this book, it was more like I read the first like 30 pages or 50 pages, and then I left it for a few days, and then I read up to halfway, and then I left it for like 2 weeks. Then I came back to it, and I'm like, if I had read it all in one swoop, I would have probably liked it more than I did, because then I had time to like think about it, and just be angry about the trope that they used.
See, I read it, like I said, in like 2 days, and so I originally rated it like higher, like in my head. I'm like, oh, this was like a 4.5 star. And then the more I sat with it, I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah. See, that happens to me all the time with all sorts of books. If I read them all in one go, I will like rate it. I'm like, it's 4 or 5 stars. This was amazing. And then like the next day or like a week later, I'm like, no, it's like a 2 star. What was I thinking? I've done that so many times.
I think it's like the highest.
Yeah. It's a drug. It fools you.
Adrenaline. You're like, yes. But yeah.
The main reason why like I didn't like it as much as I thought I would was the thing that grinded my gears so much was the aunt thing. Because obviously, like, you could tell throughout the whole entire book that she was the one to blame for all this stuff going on in their family. And, like, number one, I hate when like the mystery aspect of a book is so predictable. I'm just like, I hate that.
It was meant to be like a mystery aspect. I think it was just meant to be like another obstacle, that it was meant to give the plot like suspense.
Yeah.
But like also I just like the main reason why like I was so frustrated with it, and like I find like those, I hate predictable aspects of like finding out who's who or whatever. It's because like I'm just like, these main characters are so freaking dumb that can't see this, you know?
Yeah.
And
but they're also like caught up in their love and like whatever.
As a family member, like I could kind of be like, I don't want to think my aunt is like capable of being such a stone cold, you know what? So, but yeah, I did enjoy it. Like I don't want to be like, oh, I hated this book, but I don't get me wrong. If I gave it 4 stars, it was an enjoyable read. Yeah, but it was like, there were just things like that. Like it was really predictable, and like, look, we all like romances. Like we like some predictability here. Yeah. But it's like we want the cute predictability, not the like, I saw that coming from page Uno, and these people are figuring it out for 300 pages.
Like that first scene when like she's like in his office, his dad's office or whatever, looking for papers. I'm like, some sketch is up with her. Like something's gonna happen with her. Duh.
Yeah. And just the fact that like she was so irritated about the fact that she didn't get custody, but then she was like trying to like needle through and like be in the Emmy's life at school. Yeah. There's actually two aspects. Like, one thing, can you guys hear me chewing? No? Okay, because I'm wondering if it's through this mic that you're hearing me or through my computer. Because if it's through this
louder,
mic,
I think, with this one.
This one. Is it through this one?
Yeah.
Anyways, it was actually like the plot. Two things bothered me about the plot is that I wanted more like slow burn to the romance part, and like I wanted it to be like explosive. Like I don't know, like it wasn't. It like petered and like throbbed, and then it was like continuous. I was like, no, but okay. And then the ending. I wanted there to be a battle in court. I didn't want this bullcrap in an office. Like I wanted a battle in court. I wanted Kaylin to come in with her guns wailing. Like no,
I did too. Yeah,
that would be fantastic.
Yeah, I like a good like lawyery book. Like I like watching, or like on TV, I like watching that. Like I'm all in for that. I can never be a lawyer, but I like watching them. And I agree. I was like, where's the theme? You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It would have been cool. I mean, I liked that she was the one who like helped him find the evidence or whatever, but I just think it would have been more of a payoff if she had come in the courtroom.
It was also done in a strange way. Like you'd think, because she's the she's not even the lawyer on it, right? Like she's not a lawyer on either side. She's just to like protect Emmy basically and act as her legal guardian.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I didn't either.
No, I didn't either, but like I'm not in law, so I don't know. But like
sure.
But the way that it went about, like I think it would have been better if there had been like more anticipation for like the build up of like both romance and the law part, and like had that like searching for evidence and coming up with stuff, like, you know, if it was done better rather than just a
sorry, I'm putting all of these. I forgot. I didn't know that I had to like show all
I was like, whoa, text.
So I didn't know I had to like show all of these. Is this supposed
hello everybody, by the way?
Yes, hello. We're sorry. We've used this StreamYard situation before, so forgive us if anything goes awry. But
oh wait, no, I don't have to show them. Can you see the comments on the side too, guys?
No. I have it on the I have the video up right now, so I can see the YouTube comments as they come through.
Oh, see, I can see all of the comments on the right side, and like
you're running it, right?
I don't know. I thought that y'all could see them too.
See, I'm gonna type something into this box and tell me if you can see it.
Okay.
Because all that's up next to me is a private chat.
Yeah, me too.
How do I make it public?
So
it's fine. Like I have the YouTube one.
Actually, yours is private with me.
Yeah, I have the I got yours actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, there's a button at the top right that says comments. Can you click on that?
We don't have that.
Right? No, we don't have that.
But that's okay.
It's fine because as long as you see them, and then we have like another way.
Okay, then if anybody has questions, like type them, and then I'll like, show them on the screen for everybody to see. Okay.
Anyone's read the book, wants to share their like whatever.
Can I just say, I really hated their names.
Dax and Kaylin.
Why?
Especially Dax. I don't know why. I'm just like
Daxton. Ooh, you're such a child star. Kaylin was okay, but I was like, I wanted it to be Caitlin so bad. I was like, what? Just put the T in there. Like,
I didn't even know how to say it at first because I've never seen Kaylin spelled with an I like that.
It's Kylan, maybe?
Yeah, I thought it was Kylan at first, but then I'm like, no.
Well, I knew about it because
you read the audio,
but also there was a girl in The Bachelorette named Kaylin. And
see, I work in phonology, people. AI does not make that sound typically.
No, it's like,
you know what I mean? I don't know, maybe.
Oh.
No, actually, AI does make it though. AI does make a. I don't know. Don't listen to me. It's too late.
It's supposed to be sounded out as I, like it's Kylan, not K.
Yeah. Anyways, I thought it was weird, but whatever. So another one of my favorite scenes, because I put a few tabs in here because I was trying to, like, I read this like 2 weeks ago, so I was like, crap, I don't remember anything. So I
I read it a while ago. I don't remember, to be honest.
Today, like 2
So
hours before this.
so you're like fresh.
Yeah, I forgot about it, and I was like, oh no, because I had such a busy week. I was gonna read it this week, and I just couldn't.
Oh, I don't blame you. I didn't read that much at all this week, but so another favorite one was I liked when they went shopping. Like when they went, Kaylin and Emmy. I just love the fact that he was like just sitting there, like holding their backs. He's a good big brother. Like that was a good, you know what I mean? He's a good brother.
I like his character.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like Kaylin. She was
probably
the best part.
Characters. Yeah, they were. I love that she was like a smart lawyer too. Like you said before, they had a job. You know, like so many times you're like, how do you live in this gorgeous cottage house with like no job? Yeah. Like this is not the Hallmark Channel, people.
Or like you get a romance book where like at the beginning there's job stuff, and then like it just disappears, and you're like, wait, no, like how are you having lunch right now together? You have a job. Like,
or like, how is your electric on?
Or oftentimes the job becomes the obstacle for a romance. It almost became like that in this.
Yeah.
With her not going for partner. I was like, girl, this has been your goal your entire life. Do not give that up for a man.
Yeah.
No. And then she does. Then he like gives it back to her. I was like, okay. Okay. But at least she got into the law that she wanted to be.
Yeah, I liked that part of it.
I did like to
beef with a book like this.
I don't know. I thought it was interesting with the whole like with the boss wanting her to like get Dax on the team. That was, I don't know. At first I liked it, but I knew that was going to be the conflict. Like
it's a really easy book to read for sure because of that. There's no suspense. There's no like, will they, won't they? It's just laid out for you to read.
To me, this is like, you know what it is? It's like a pool read. Like if you want to go sit by the pool or and just have a fun read for like a few hours, finish it, like go for it. I think it was a great read for that. It's just if you want something that's like anticipation and you're like, oh my God, there's so much angst. It wasn't necessarily for me that, you know.
True. Honestly, like if it hadn't been like something that I had to finish, I probably wouldn't have. Because if I had picked it up and then put it back down, I would have never picked it back up again for like another month and a half. And I would be like, oh, I should probably finish this. It's one of those reads. I did that with Sophie Kinsella earlier this year, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I was reading this, and it was like sitting on my bedside table.
That's how I am with Red, White, and Royal Blue right now. I love it. Like I'm like I had to stop reading it because I had to start reading Meet Cute. Because we had the live show. It's a buddy read with Emma. I don't know if she's still here, but a buddy read with her last month, and like I was really enjoying it. That freaking turkey scene is like my favorite so far.
It's so funny.
I haven't read it yet.
That book,
but like it's on my list. I need to get to it.
I'm really enjoying it, but like I'm just finding it so hard to read physically right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of
in
like a reading slump right now, unfortunately.
I read it at a time where I could pick it up and just like demolish it in like 2 nights, which I did because
just save it for when you have time.
Were fire.
Yeah, I'm only like 60, maybe 100 pages in. I don't remember, but it's been like 3 weeks.
I really want to read it, but I'm so far down the list at the library. I think I'm gonna have to just go buy it because I've been trying to like wait it out, but I'm about to. I know. I think I'm just gonna buy it. It's only like $12 on Amazon. So.
I think it's my favorite read of this year so far. It's tied with Skyward. Like it's so good.
Okay, I might thank you for talking me into this.
It's like it is a romance, but it also deals with like political and like the LGBTQ rep and stuff like that. It's so well done. It is a future that I wish we had currently in this world.
Don't we all?
Female president.
Yeah, but cool.
Read it.
Okay, I will. I will let you know my thoughts. But yeah,
it says on here, Do you have any more memorable moments?
Hmm.
I'm trying to look at my notes too. The problem with reading it on audiobook is like I was driving, you know what I mean? So I couldn't like write down all my notes.
Yeah, the two favorites were for sure for me the shopping scene. I just thought it was really cute, and it was a way for Caitlin to be supportive, and it was just a big sisterly kind of thing. And then also the period stuff, just because I liked it, and then the ending scene. The ending scene was really cute.
Ending scene was so cute.
But again, like even though it was adorable, it was almost like a different book at the end because it was like so fluffy and cute and like adorable, but it had been so like I don't know stressful kind of before that it was almost like I don't know. It wasn't the ending I was expecting. That was for sure.
No, I was expecting it to be like a year and a half in the future or something, and then have like Dax propose to her like usual romance books end.
Yep.
I don't know. It was also a little odd to me because like they don't know this girl. They're just there because of Dax. But like, okay.
Yeah, that was a little. I don't know. That was kind of my. I don't know. Like I said, I swear this is 2 books, and they just switched.
It is.
Yeah, I did think about that. I was like, I didn't feel like at times I was like, I don't feel like we need to have like the childhood actor trope like in here at this moment. And then other times I was like
should have picked one or the other.
Yeah,
like childhood actor trope, falling in love with him, or grief-stricken brother falling in love with him.
She could have made 2 different books out of this, and it probably would have been a higher rating.
Because I love a good like actor type romance. Like I like those typically, like where they're like famous or something. But I just feel like it was almost like I wanted more. Like I wanted more drama with that side of it. Like, I don't know.
No, totally.
Okay. On YouTube, Asparagus is Reading asked us, would you read a possible sequel?
I don't see a possible sequel in this book. So
I don't either.
Honestly, actually, if like set like 10 years later with Emmy,
I was gonna
would be perfect. Just like her life then, and like to see Dax and Kaylin in the background, that'd be cute. But like, I don't think a sequel would be in the books. I think it would have to be a oh no, I want Holly's book. I want the best friend's book.
Yeah,
she's badass. She like helping families. I want her book.
Oh, that'd be so, because I really loved how that was introduced.
Yeah, I wanted more of that.
Right?
I wanted to see more into like, to be honest, Kaylin's past. Like we get like some of it. Like I would have loved more about like her being adopted and stuff.
Honestly, like this book introduced so many different things that it didn't delve into enough.
Yep.
Right? Like we had Holly there, but like even when Holly was there, we learned nothing about Holly. She was just there to listen to Kaylin about Dax. Like it wasn't she was the best friend in the 2000s movie. She was not a person, right? Like it wasn't.
She didn't have any personality in it. Well, she did, but like it wasn't really expanded on at all. I agree. I completely agree. I think, but yeah, a sequel, like I don't think there would be one, but if there was like like you said, I would read Emmy's book because that girl's gonna be hilarious and a good book.
I'd love to how like we could also maybe Emmy at like 17 or 18 maybe. Yeah, maybe like her senior year and all that stuff. That'd be so
getting with the boy that she punched because she was bullied by him.
Yes, immediately when bullying came up, I was like, Emmy, this dude like obviously has a crush on you.
I mean,
which is like the worst thing ever that we teach our boys to like. He likes you because he hurts you. Like, no,
he handled that wrong, but he probably does like you. Yeah.
It's like that whole scene where I find it. Oh, I always felt so bad where she was like, he made this. Was it a drawing? Right, a drawing.
He did a little anime of the car crash.
I was like, who would do that?
Kids have no empathy at that age.
Kids
don't worst age.
No, they don't think things through. Like they do things and then it's like they think it's gonna go away, but it has like lasting impact, and they don't get that.
There's like 1 or 2 kids. Like Emmy was one of them who like she had empathy and she could see like ahead, but then everyone else is just dumb and is like, what? Life doesn't revolve around me? Oh, kids are the worst.
I
I
found that
teach kids, and they're just the worst at that age.
Yeah, I love kids. Like, I work with kids, but at
I
the
love
same
them,
time,
but like
like,
they're the worst.
oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Like that scene at the dance where like they found alcohol in her locker.
I knew it was the aunt immediately.
Of
I was like, oh,
course.
the aunt.
Of
She's
course.
behind this crap.
Yes, and immediately I was like, you're in a school. Schools obviously have cameras. Y'all literally could have like access to camera.
I didn't even think about that.
Like that's immediately what I thought. I was like, everyone's like, who did it? How did it get in the locker? Blah blah blah. I'm like, you obviously have cameras in your hallway. Like every
Oh my
school
God,
does.
I didn't even think about that. Dumb adults. That's what they are. Dumb adults. Also, the way that the principal handled the whole punching situation, he should be fired.
Yeah.
That's some sexist crap right there.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah. That whole alcohol scene, though, that was probably the only time I wouldn't like cry or anything, but like I would say that was like a really like emotional scene. Cause poor Emmy.
Oh, that poor
And,
girl.
Yeah.
like you just, when someone doesn't believe you and there's no proof, it's like, that's
The
when
whole
it hurts,
I hate you
know?
scene got
Yeah.
me so hard. I was like,
I
oh, this is the first time I'm actually feeling like any emotional connection to this book, and like,
Yeah.
oh, it's hitting me hard.
The ones that got me were all with Emmy, like that one, and then honestly, even
Because we
like,
sympathize with her. We're
anytime
like,
she was upset, I'm just like, oh girl, let me give you a hug.
Needs a break, y'all. She needed a break.
Oh,
she
man,
did. They shouldn't have put her back in school so fast. It should have been like a month or something.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
oh,
I know. It was crazy, but I was trying to see if there's anything else on here.
oh, sorry, Asparagus is reading. We're like, you're commenting, and I missed the comments, man. I agree with you.
Sorry. I've been listening. I haven't been looking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we answered that though.
Yeah.
Would you have a possible sequel?
What if sequel was Kaylin's best friend?
Yeah.
I would read that. 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah, I'd read that. I liked her a lot. I really like we said, when women have like, you know, real, I'm using hand quotes. I don't think like women have to have jobs. Like I think being a mom is a job, but I think there are so many people out there working, like social workers or, you know, whatever it is, lawyers, teachers, like it's nice to have people actually have jobs and have that be not the obstacle, but to show that sometimes it is an interesting concept in a
Yeah. I did like I loved the lawyer aspect though, because I don't see that a lot of books. A lot of times you see like a musician or like a teacher, you know, and those are great jobs. Like I'm planning to be a teacher, you know? I loved how like it was different, you know what I mean?
It's like usually I've been reading a lot of Sophie Kinsella because on Scribd they have like the audiobooks, but a lot of it is like the girl is this like little like oh, she's a massage therapist, and then he's like this big CEO of a company.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, you can like kind of skive off work, and she's like, wow, being in an office setting, I would never be able to handle it because of the gossip. And I'm like,
girl, backbone, girl. Yeah. I don't know.
We got another question from Asparagus. What is your name, Asparagus? This is gonna be like, please. I don't want to keep calling you Asparagus.
Oh man.
Do you prefer romance series that focus on different couples each book, or one couple throughout the series?
Ooh.
So I've never read a romance series, so this is for you guys.
Yeah. I have only read like quite a few where it's a series focusing on one couple. Like there's very few that I've read where it's been like there are multiple books based on one couple.
Yeah.
The only ones that come to mind are some Megan March books, which those could have easily been, they're very short. They could have easily all been one book, you know what I mean? And then the other one that comes to mind is like the Paper Princess series.
Yeah. A lot of like new adult, I feel like, has the same couple sometimes, but I'd say typically I prefer to have like different couples, but I am a big fan of like when there's like a duology, like with the same couple, maybe like 2 books. I think that's a good amount, maybe 3, but sometimes I think it gets a little overdone. But I do like a good epilogue for a couple.
Yes.
Epilogues are the best. That's where the best content is.
Right? Give me a good epilogue, and I'd say I'd probably prefer each one to have like their separate book. Plus, then I can get on my, reading out of order situation. So
Yeah.
Have you guys ever read the Outlander series?
Oh my goodness.
I read the first two.
I've only read the first one.
The first one's been on my shelf for like 5 years.
It's fantastic. But then I found out that like the second one is 20 years later. I was like, no, I want more of them now.
Yeah.
I got so
funny
mad.
You bring that up. Funny you bring that up. Last week, I literally finished like all of Outlander season 1 and season 2 for the first time.
Isn't it so good?
I haven't seen the show.
Oh, good.
You haven't? Oh, you have to watch it, Jen.
You have to watch
it. My friend keeps telling me to.
Like the TV show, you said how like book 2 takes place 20 years later. Like I think it's like it like flashes back and forth between.
Oh, okay, so they give you content.
Yeah, I actually
like me content.
The reason I didn't finish it, if I'm being perfectly honest, this makes me like a really bad book reader, but I liked the show so much that after the first 2 seasons, I just watched the show because it was so good, and it did give you like, I don't want to be reading a whole book from 20 years in the future, so the show would like flash back and forth.
It's big too. Like nobody got time for that.
I listened to the audio.
That was Game of Thrones, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah,
I'm trying to get through Game of Thrones. I've finished the second book now. I'm trying. I love the books. That's why I'm like, I really like the way it's written, and I find that if you don't know like who everyone is from the books, the show is confusing. But like,
it's a lot. The show was a lot. I never finished it, but the show. I mean, I know what happens because I wasn't under a rock. But
internet, man, people were yelling.
Right? They were angry. But yeah, overall, I mean, I love a good series for romances, but I like when the couple like pops back up. Like you know what I mean?
Like companions, not series, right?
Yes. Yeah. Series are, I feel like you said, Avery, they're kind of rare.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't even think they were a thing.
Yeah.
I've only read a few, and they were
I
mostly
read my first one, like, it was a Megan March series. And, like, each audiobook was, like, 5 hours long. And it was a trilogy. And I was like, this could have easily been one book.
I think there are a lot of times, like, the self-published books, too. And I think maybe that's why, because they are like shorter, if they had been like a standard book, I feel like it would have been put together into one, like in a traditionally published type thing. Yeah. But yeah, I like companions.
I like companions, and like, to be honest, I love a good standalone romance.
Yeah.
Book,
I think oftentimes if they are a series or like extended through more, it's mixed with another genre. Right, like it's mixed with like a fantasy or like historical or like both. In Outlander's case, to like make the plot be able to go further, right?
I agree.
Or like, I just keep thinking about this book if it was like combined with Suits, the show.
I love it.
I've only seen the first season, but my parents have watched it all, so like I know. But like that, like the drama of like being in like a law firm, I would love to see Daxton and Kaylin working together.
Yes, that would be good. Yeah, I love fantasy romance, and I feel like those, now that you mention it, those do usually have more than one book, but like you said, you have this whole epic plot going on.
Exactly.
Like,
I have great examples. We have Radiance by Grace Raven. And then Heart of the Fae by Emma Hamm.
I still haven't read that.
Oh my god! I just got a physical copy. My physical copy.
Awesome. I saw it was on. I think is it on Kindle Unlimited now? I want to say.
I believe so.
Yeah, because I was looking at reading it, and I thought it was free. Well, for me because I have it. But if you guys like lawyery stuff, you need to read. So what is it called? The one that's my favorite is called Sustained by Emma Chase.
Emma Chase.
Yeah, it has a whole series on lawyers, and I can't remember what the series is called, but my favorite one in the series is called Sustained, and it's freaking adorable, and it's really good. So you should
keep that in mind.
I just finished getting schooled and getting played by Emma Chase this month. So
I've heard good things about Emma Chase. Yeah,
I love her. I think she's hilarious, and her characters are really sweet.
Yes, because her royalty romance series.
I know. When you were reading those, I was just like, yes, someone else read it.
I had to buy the physical copies. They were so good to me. I know other people. I've convinced like other people to read them too, and they're like, they're okay. I'm like,
I know. See, they're not for everybody. Like, I know they're tropey. Like, I know that. But I could not help myself.
If they're tropey and done like well, it's fine.
Yeah. Also, like I mainly rated them really high because the second book has like the love interest woman is like me, like literally me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So, like when you find a character, I think that's like so like connected to you, like you can't help but freaking love it. You know?
Yeah.
Agree.
Aspasia asked another question.
Yeah.
Also, fantastic name. Love that name.
Yes.
Aspasia. So cool. Are there any new adult romance books we are excited for? I
like
don't
new
know.
adult or like new adult, like
NA.
NA, like new adult.
Okay. Sorry, I don't have the questions in front of me.
No, it's fine.
Sorry. Hold on.
Are there any?
I find it
like new adult isn't advertised as new adult, right?
I have to I have to think about it for a little while. I'm like, would this be new adult? You know what I mean?
If you have not read Red, White, and Royal Blue,
yeah, there you go.
It is perfect. But it's not like it's not coming out. I don't know. I don't know.
So when I first started reading romance, like probably like 5 years ago now, I read a crap ton of new adult because I feel like that was when it was first starting to like come out as like new adult. But I feel like recently I haven't read as much, not because I didn't want to, just because I felt like I haven't seen as much that like struck me read with new adult. But I do love a good college age like sports romance.
Oh yeah.
That's like, I love it. I can't help it.
Yeah, one of my favorite books of this year. It's competing between All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. You'll probably hear me talk about it all the time. It's called Wait for You by Jennifer L. Armentrout.
Yes, I read that one.
That is set in college.
That was good.
I love it. Just also not biased because her name's Avery too. But yeah, that one's about a girl like dealing with some PTSD, y'all, and like her going to college and trying to overcome that, and then like basically like the soccer superstar of the campus like kind of helped her overcome her grief, you know. So
that whole series is really good.
There are some books where like the one book that had like a mystery killer aspect to it, I was like, that's the worst part of the series. That's what when you add a mystery element in there, I'm like,
yeah, I know. It got, because that was the first one, right? Wait for You is the first one?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of went a little downhill by like the middle of the series, but
the last book I think is the second best one, in my opinion.
Is that the one with the sister that was the dancer?
No, that's the second book.
Okay.
The last book is about like the daughter of this like big company owner and her falling for like this big wrestling champion.
Oh, I don't know if I've read that. This doesn't sound
it's so good. It's so funny though because like this girl like reads romance books too. So like you've read like the Black Dagger Brotherhood series. Like she named her cat Rage after one of the vampires.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up because I read most of that series, but I was reading it as they were coming out, so I don't think that one was like out yet when I read it.
Yeah. That one's I'm 100% sure it's on Audible. It's called Fire in You.
Fire in You. Okay. You know what I did read, which I don't know if this is really technically new adult, but no, I guess it's not new adult. I was gonna say The Simple Wilds, but was she in college? No, she was out of college, right?
I haven't read that one. I've only read one K.A. Tucker book, and I loved it though. It's called 5 Ways to Fall.
Yeah. You should read Simple Wilds. It's perfect for like wintry months. Set in Alaska. I feel like we should just do a romance recommendations video.
Please, I would just sit here and listen because I haven't read enough to recommend any.
Do you have a favorite, Jen, that you've read? Like
besides Red, White, and Royal Blue?
Yeah. Besides that one, no.
I feel like this book club will like help us get introduced.
Yeah.
More romance.
I'm gonna pick
Sophie Kinsella's I Owe You One.
Oh, you told me that was good. Yeah.
Oh, it was so good. It's like one of her books that isn't as frivolous in a way. Like it has content and it is like real life stuff. I don't know. It made me feel so good when I listened to it at work, but like hers.
Awesome.
And then The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, for sure.
I love Christina Lauren.
I haven't listened or read to any of their books, but like,
yeah.
Okay, I've been loving all of their books except like if you're not into like steamy books, stay clear of the Beautiful Bastard series. That's like the steamiest. And then like one of the worst books I've ever read in my entire life is called Sublime by Christina Lauren. That is like a young adult book that they wrote. Please don't read it.
I don't know what happened. Like, I really don't know what happened.
Have you read it, Ashley?
I started it, and I don't think I finished it because I remember getting it from the library. But you know when you get something and then you're like, I don't think I finished that. But that was like 3 years ago, so I don't remember.
Yeah, no, it's not on Goodreads. So I don't think that was my first Christina Lauren book too. I was like, everyone loves this author. Like, what is going on? This book is horrible.
Yeah,
like so bad. And then I picked up Roomies, and I was like, no, this is better.
You would I like that one. That's gonna be a
Jen,
like a movie, right?
Oh, I don't know, really.
I heard they were working on a script or something for it.
Ooh. Jen, I think you'd like Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating.
I have that on my shelf in the other room.
I feel like you'd like that one.
Yeah. I just pulled up my Goodreads list to see if there's any like new adult on here that I've like flagged that are coming out. And I think this first one is called Well Met by
Oh, I haven't heard of that one.
Jen DeLuca, and it sounds new adult. It's like it's set at a Renaissance fair. So she goes to Renaissance fair with her teenage niece. And then there's like a school teacher in charge of the volunteers, and like they're younger in their like probably 20s type of thing, so it's close to new adult. I don't know. It's like Shakespearean and Renaissance-y, so I'm in.
I'm dying for that book. Like, I really want to read it.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
Cute. I think I was looking at it earlier. I was trying to decide if I wanted to pre-order it because it comes out soon, I think, right?
It comes out September 3rd.
I'm trying to see if there's any other romance.
Does she have? Well, I can't remember. What would you say her name was?
Jen DeLuca.
No, the person who asked the question.
Oh,
Astasia.
Does she have a favorite new adult? Because let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Oh, yeah. I'm always in the hunt for new adults because like that's the genre that I want more of. But nobody like it's not an actual genre for people.
Yeah.
Like publishers are like, that's not a thing. What are you talking about? No.
Most of the ones I've read have been self-published. Like,
oh wait, this might be one for me. I might have. Okay, if y'all haven't read Mila Gray yet, I
have.
Yeah. Okay. I think the 4th book in her series, I pre-ordered it. It's called Watch Over Me. I think that's coming out. I think it's new adult.
I don't know. I only read the first one in her series. I need to continue it.
I read all of them, and there's gonna be 4. Only 3 are out. I read the first book. It was so good. Second book, good but not as good, and the third book not that great. I did a review on the third one. There's also like a lot of typos in it in my copy. So
I hate that.
Weird. Especially with like a printed book. Like, how many people had to read that thing before it got printed?
Well, also, like I talk about it in that review. I think it's called Run Away With Me. There was just one thing that grinded my gears is like there's like a brothers in the book, and both of their names start with R, and like the editing team, I guess, got confused, and so they're talking about one brother, and I'm like, do you mean the other brother? Like, that makes no sense. Like, I talked about it in that,
you use names when you're a writer. You use different enough names because, like, having to read classic books throughout my entire life, there are too many Johns and Williams and Jameses. There are too many. Okay, like
far too many. I agree.
Oh, Aspasia just said, I saw a photo on Twitter the other day with a collage of new adult covers. Could I send it to y'all?
And I don't know how you're going to send it to us, but please.
Oh, you could probably DM us on Twitter, maybe?
Yeah, send it to like Avery on Twitter, maybe. She could send it to us. That'd be cool. I love it. I'm always looking for some new adult. Like I said, I was really into it when I was like maybe 22, but I'm not anymore, sadly.
I'm not even 22 yet, so.
I know you guys are
September. I got another month.
There you go.
I'm turning 21 in September, so.
There you go.
We're birthday buddies.
I'm the 4th.
I'm the 6th.
Oh, wow, that's so close. Wait, you September for both of you?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Mine's in August.
Oh,
yeah, mine's in August.
Ours is so close.
Yeah, mine's the 22nd, so it's pretty.
Ooh, I'm gonna send y'all birthday gifts. Send me your Amazon gifts.
Yeah, we should send a
Yes.
text to them.
Oh, do we want to get back on track with this book?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't think. Do we have anything else to talk
I
about?
don't know. I mean, I feel like I don't know.
I had a thing that I thought about halfway through.
What did we feel about the obstacles between the couple?
Oh, I think I put that on there. We kind of talked about it though.
Yeah.
I mean, was there really an obstacle?
Well, that was
Because
my
like
point.
Tammy knew that they were doing it. Also, there is no way that you can hide that from a 13-year-old, even if she's wearing her headphones. You are noisy, okay?
I know. I think about that all the time when there's kids in the house and that's like a scene. I'm like, look, I know that has to happen, but like, I just hope the
Hey,
room.
Asteria's birthday is August 23rd.
Ooh, happy
awesome! Happy early birthday, buddy. One of my good friends is on 23rd too.
I totally agree with the having sex in a house with kids. Like, it's just
like, I know, like, people are not only children, so like, you know,
like it happens all the time. But like,
I know. But when they
you
think
know, especially when you're right across the hall from the 13-year-old.
that,
Like the 13-year-old is aware of sounds.
Yeah.
Okay, they know you weren't on a walk. Like, oh my god.
That scene, we're like, we're gonna go on a walk, and if they close
she's
the
like,
door.
okay.
So funny. But yeah, I think I put that on there mostly because I didn't think the obstacles were like legitimate obstacles. I thought they were like really easily solved ones. And I think they kind of like we said, they could have been figured out way faster.
Yeah.
think
Also,
I
there
wrote on
wasn't
my-
like
What were we saying, Jen? Sorry.
there wasn't like enough like personal obstacles between them.
Mhm.
I find that in a lot of books, like the people will make the obstacles themselves and they'll just be like, no, I can't because of this and this. Like there wasn't that at all. They were just like, yeah, I'm in. And I'm like, okay. I mean, like, I like that, but like, okay.
Yeah.
A thing that bugs me with like them not like I think like kind of like I think it's kind of like an obstacle thing is like Kaylin wouldn't sit down and like talk with Dax for like the longest time. Like she kept like giving excuses like, oh, I gotta go, bye. It grinded my gears like so much. Like just communicate with
Yeah.
her.
At least there wasn't a lot of that in the book though, like where they just like weren't communicating and they were just having their own issues. There wasn't a lot of that, which is very nice.
Yes.
Because that drives me bonkers in books.
Yeah, I agree. Miscommunication is one of my like pet peeves because
I'm like,
we're done and it's not realistic.
I read this book. It was another Sophie Kinsella. It's called I've Got Your Number. And like I was listening to it at work. The secondhand embarrassment was so much. But just the fact that she just kept digging a hole for herself. Like I'm like, you could have avoided all of this on the first page by telling your boyfriend that you lost his family heirloom engagement ring. Like you could have avoided it all. Like
I know.
She just kept digging herself a hole, and I was sitting there like, like I have to finish this book just because I need to figure out what happens. But like,
I agree. It's I don't know. Unless it's done really well or really differently. Like there are a few exceptions of the whole miscommunication thing, but typically, like no. It's just if you were actually in that relationship, I would hope you would not do that. I hope you would actually talk to your significant other. Like no.
I don't know for personal experience. I've never been in a relationship, so I wouldn't know. But like I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, even just like a friendship. I mean, think of it that way. Like, you're not gonna, if you have your best friend and if there is a miscommunication, are you gonna let that go on for like 6 months or something?
Yeah, no.
No, I have like that guilty thing. So like, if I think something's wrong, I legitimately can't I cannot function until I like fix it.
Yeah.
Same.
I don't do well with conflict. I like avoid
No.
conflict like the friggin' plague.
Freaking same words as my therapist tells me.
Right? I know, it's not good. Like, I'm working on it. But, I mean, I've gotten better because with work, you kind of have to, like, with my job, you can't really, I can't not, you know, you can't just let people walk over you. But it's definitely, as I've gotten older, I've gotten better at it. So,
Well, that's good.
yeah. So,
I think I was thinking about this about halfway through, but I basically answered it myself. It was what would you guys do to rewrite this book? Like, what would you do to make it better?
Obviously, you take out like
One of the plot lines.
yeah.
I would separate the two books. And then I'd write one.
Yeah.
I think,
I take the aunt out. I don't think the aunt is necessary in either plot, you know? Like, I mean, like, the aunt part where, like...
She's necessary in the custody plot, for sure.
Exactly. But, like, also, I didn't feel like the way that, like, she went about, like, placing blame on Dax and Emmy, like, I didn't feel like her sabotaging... Yeah. I don't feel like that was needed at all.
She was made to be like a pure evil person, and I was like, okay.
I think if I were to like, first of all, I'm not a writer, so this is not going to probably happen. But I think I would take the cute, fluffy storyline of like the you know, fangirling situation. Yeah. I'd just run with that.
Yeah, I love like in college romance.
Yeah. I love like the fan. I wanted to see that scene where he was like, "Oh, we fought all the time in class and we had debates and stuff." We're like, "Give me those scenes."
Yeah, like all the flashbacks. They could have
together at the end.
Yeah, I know. That could have just been a flashback book. Like they could have just done the whole thing. It's the thing. So, anyways, I don't know. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, like if I had to work with the plot as it is, I would give it. I would have a courtroom scene.
Mm-hmm.
Where it like actually made like a climactic point in the book, and then I would have like a better romance like plot line between the two of them. Like I would have it like build more and then explode.
Yeah, exactly. Exploding is necessary in romance.
Actually, in a romance like this.
Yes.
Like I gotta say, the whole like in the kitchen together where like she's up against him and they're like making out and she's like, ooh, but I can't. Too much. No. None of that. I just want awkward stares from across the room, and then all of a sudden, when they're in a hotel room, it just explodes. Okay.
I love that. You're cracking me up. I love it. You need to read Mariana Zapata, Jen.
I haven't read her either.
Have you read any? No. Okay. If you want a slow burn and you want like the tension of a lifetime, you need to read a Mariana Zapata book. Specifically, I really liked Colty, but I've heard The Wall of Winnipeg is good, but I haven't read it yet. So.
Oh, I just put that on my TBR. One of my friends.
Like, what? Winnipeg? That's where I am.
Oh, is it? Well, you should definitely pick it up then. Hey, we should all buddy read it. That'd be fun. Ooh. I haven't read that one. I've read Colty, though, which is about a female soccer player, which I don't like. I'm not a huge soccer person, but it was still, it was amazing regardless. So, yeah.
Speaking of buddy reading and what we're going to read next, because Aspasia just asked, what's our next read? Are we ready to announce it?
Yep, go for it.
So, like, all y'all who are watching, you can read along with us, which would be great because then we could talk about it in the comments next time. But we're reading Waiting for Tom Hanks by Carrie Free.
Yay!
Short, so
it is. I'm so excited.
Fast read, I think.
Yeah. I have like a week break in between summer classes and then fall classes. So like I'm just gonna, but that's the beginning of the month. So I'm like,
write notes.
This is like one of the I put this in for one of my newts prompts, but it's the first book to make me get to the next ones, and I was like, I'm gonna have to read this like this week. Like, but that's okay.
I'm gonna write down some notes
Just
then.
Yeah, just note the hell out of it. I'm so excited though because like it's about
a famous person.
yes, and it's like Sleepless in Seattle. Like that's what the girl loves. She's a romance freak, and then she wants to meet the Tom Hanks, but then the guy that she meets is like the complete opposite of Tom Hanks, like in the movies. And I'm ready for this.
I'm really excited. Plus, I think it's like a really good like end of summer book because it seems kind of summery. But then I feel like for the next one we could pick something kind of like fall-y or if there is such a thing as a fall-y romance. But you know,
I don't know.
we can figure it out. So
Yeah.
There's a lot of mixed reviews about this one.
Yeah,
I see where we land.
I am too. I know. I'm trying not to. I did try not to read too much of like the, you know, because if you went anywhere like Instagram, it's like crazy. You can't avoid it. But
I think the only thing I've heard is that it's fluffy and like too fluffy for people, and I'm like, can you have too much fluff? No.
I think it depends on what you go in wanting. You know, if you go in wanting fluff, it'll be great. If you go in wanting Ink City, it's probably not going to work. You know,
I love that
book that is blue. This mirroring thing is going to drive me crazy. Don't choose a book that is bright blue and pink. Okay, it's not going to be pretty. All right.
Right. I love this cover though. I think this is one of my favorite covers of like the year.
Yeah, I chose it.
Loving these illustrations.
Gorgeous
like
cover.
Illustrations. I love them.
Yes,
really,
I think cover game. They're up in their game this year.
I was on NetGalley earlier because I was looking at like what was coming out, and so many books with illustrated covers. Like literally, half of them have illustrated covers, and I think it's great. We were talking about this the other day. I think it's amazing because I think it's bringing in more people to read romance who before were a little more like, "Ooh, that cover, I don't know."
Yeah.
It's like,
you know what I mean?
Season 2 of Stranger Things when Mrs. Wheeler is in the bath reading the romance book and it literally looks like Billy on the book. I was like, that is a typical romance book. Like,
and like, trust me, like I get it. Like I've for sure been the same way. But so I think it's awesome.
Like reading this is not as like people don't treat it as much. Like I'm not reading romance. I'm reading an adult book. What the hell?
Yeah, so I think it's awesome, but I will say sometimes it's throwing people a little for the loop because like Fixer Up, like holy moly, guacamole, like
I have to read it. I'm just like I'm terrified because I've heard that like people who have read it like listen to it on audio.
Oh dang!
Go through a ride because
don't do that. I really enjoyed it. But like I know Avery, you don't mind Steam, so you'll probably be fine. But like my best friend read it, and she does like Steam, but like she even was like, "Whoa," because I was not expecting. Like I've read Tessa Bailey before, so I kind of knew that. But I thought, you know what? Sometimes authors go to like a traditional publisher. It tones down some of that steam a little bit. Yeah. I didn't think that it didn't happen. So. But I really enjoyed it. It was really good. It was just the amount of people who were like commenting on like social media, like, oh damn.
Because I also think like these illustrated covers are like bringing more people in to like read romance, obviously, and they're probably not used to that much.
Exactly.
Like I read Beautiful Bastard, and like that's the steamiest book I've ever read. And let me tell you, there's a steamy scene on literally page like 2. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And like the audiobook I'm listening to right now, like the Wrong to Need You, like the Alicia Rye series or whatever, like those have some steam to it. Like those steamy scenes are very well written. Like
I'm checking out that.
Like and like I listen to them audio. Like I don't mind listening to steamy scenes on audio. I know I'm like in the minority, but like I enjoy it.
If I'm in my car, it's fine. But if I'm at work at my desk, I no.
I can't like with my job. I can't do that anyway. So mine's usually either at home or in the car. But even then, like it's something about the same way there's certain things in a movie that are cringy that are not in a book. It's the same thing. Like I can read it and be like, A-okay. And then I'm listening and I'm like turning purple or something. I'm just like, oh my God.
But it's one thing that I really liked about the Honeymooners was the lack of
Mhm.
steam.
Yeah,
I liked the way
I
it was
did
like a
enjoy that.
toned
slower
down.
fade to black. I was like, that's tasteful. I like this. This is a good tasteful romance to like recommend to people who don't want all that smut.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
romance stuff.
Yeah, like I like either or. Like I'm fine with either or, you know? Like
Yeah, I like
I know
both.
that I saw some I talked about this in my Smuttathon reading vlog, how like the On Honeymooners, like I gave it 5 stars and I was kind of hesitant going into it because I read other people's reviews and were like, oh, like this isn't as good because there's not any steamy scenes like other Christina Lauren books and blah blah blah. I was like,
Mhm.
oh well, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this. And so I go in and I finish it. I'm like, it was actually like so good. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
like I didn't mind there not being steaminess because to be honest, like the family and like the character aspect like
Yes.
wasn't enough for me. Like you know what I mean?
The books shouldn't ride on steam.
Exactly.
There needs
it's
to be a
not bad to
foundation.
have.
The purpose
Not
of
bad to
the
have.
scene is to move like the plot along or to make character development. To me, that's like
Yeah.
the point of them. You know what I'm saying? Like they should have a purpose behind why there's that scene. That's how I've always looked at it. So
Yeah.
it's like if it's well written and it's for a purpose, I think it's great. But there have been a few times where it's just like, wow, that's a lot. Like, yeah, which I read that first because I read that because I'm old. Read that when I'm not that old. I'm 28, but when it first came out, so that was the first Christina Lauren that I read. And then when they start going to because that was self-published, I think, and then they went to a traditionally published route. It was a little bit less, which I thought was actually really cool. You know, give something for everyone. You know, if people don't want it, give them something. If they do want it, give them something. So
Yeah. I agree.
just skip that scene if it's that it. You know. Yep.
Do y'all want to end at 8:30?
It's cool.
Okay. So.
Yep.
This was so much fun.
It
Yeah.
was.
I'm glad we did it.
Yeah. And I'm like, even if no one was watching, we could just have a good time chatting.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
plus, I think I was glad it was not a technological problem because sometimes it's been more of a challenge to get it set up. So I was happy this was pretty easy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm glad that StreamYard is like is a streaming service that works well.
Yeah, for sure.
It was
You guys-
super easy to set up.
Awesome. I'm really glad. Do you guys have any
Mhm.
fun plans for tomorrow for the weekend?
I have to study for my test.
Yeah, I don't really have any fun plans either. That's why I was asking you guys.
Yeah, I don't.
No.
I'm just I have
Are
to
you
help
editing your
out
book?
with No, I'm leaving it sit for like a month because you have to.
Yeah.
Hi, Belle. Come here. Oh, my dog just came in. Come here.
Oh.
Come here. Hello, baby.
Cute.
Oh.
Aw,
Hello, boy.
Look at everybody.
you're so cute.
She's scared because my dad's like cleaning like hosing stuff down so she can hear it against the windows, and she's like, "No." Yeah. Hey, Belle. It's okay.
Oh my gosh.
We'll
So
just be here for the foreseeable future.
That's how my dogs are with the vacuum. So
yeah. Yeah.
She's like this with that and thunderstorms. She hates thunderstorms.
oh, I have one dog. I have 8 pets. I have one dog that hates thunderstorms.
Hey, what do you think?
Awesome.
Do you guys have any finishing thoughts on the book?
To be honest, like it's not that memorable to me.
It's gonna like out
it's
of my head.
already leaving my brain, like you know.
Yeah.
It was a fun, like, few hours to read. If you want a pool read or a plain read, something that's, light and fluffy, I encourage you to read it. Otherwise, it wasn't, it's probably not going to make my top anything of the year.
No.
I'm actually glad I didn't buy it because
I know. But it's really cute.
about it. I'm like, should I buy this book? Because I don't know if I'm actually gonna like enjoy it enough.
Right.
I like the way that it looks, so I don't care.
I know. It's really
Yeah,
cute.
it's very cute.
It is
Bright
very cute.
yellow.
Well, I was gonna get the Kindle version, but it was almost as much as the paperback was.
Really?
So, yeah.
You guys in the States with your $8 paperbacks, like
Yeah, the paperback, I think I only paid like $9 or something.
these paperbacks in Canada are $20. Like, yeah,
Wow.
Okay, we'll send you
$15.
books. Give us your address. I'll send you
don't
stuff.
send me books. They're so expensive to ship. Like, don't do it.
Oh well,
Where
I
do
bought mine at Barnes and Noble, so mine was $15.
Like this
wait,
one, you can tell. Where's the camera? US is 15, Canadian is 20.
Okay, yeah. Well, it would have been, let's see, it would have been 15, but I bought mine off Amazon. So
Yeah.
it was
And I think like most
it was
paperbacks,
9 or 10.
especially adult books, like ones that aren't YA classified, they're $20 or more standard. Like I have the flat share on my shelf. It was 25 plus
Why?
tax.
Like, why? Is that just
I
like
don't know.
Bug.
I don't
Squish.
There's a bug. Sorry.
like, yeah,
Don't apologize. Squish the bug.
squish the
But no,
bug.
like
That's so, I've heard that before, obviously.
hate it.
I know other
I hate
people.
it.
It's weird. Like, I don't know why. I don't know.
The
That's like,
dollar is stupid right now.
I really want to get the UK covers of a couple of like Julia Quinn's books, and
I still have to read Julia Quinn. Ashley.
you need to. I'm gonna keep like bugging you.
I know. I literally got the first Bridgerton book like through the library, but that was literally like a couple weeks ago. And I had to return it.
Oh, don't even worry about it. But hey, read it before Bridgerton comes out on Netflix because
That's gonna be
turning
Netflix.
yeah, Shonda. You know Shonda Rhimes, who does like Grey's and stuff, Grey's Anatomy. She's
What a
the one.
legend.
Yeah, it's her like production company that's doing Bridgertons. So just get it right before then, which is like next year.
Okay.
But they're filming that one, so that one's actually happening. You know, sometimes these things don't actually happen, but that one they're filming. So, yay! I know. I'm converting anyone I know to historical romance readers. It's okay.
I'm just like historical fiction, so like I'm in.
You
So
do.
then I recommend if you haven't read any historical fiction yet, I recommend starting out with Tessa Dare.
Yeah, I do. She's great, and she's a very like funny, like lighthearted. Like I think she's great.
Kind of like a feminist and
Yes.
back in the old days.
I think what historical fiction have I read? It's one of those like genres that I love, but I haven't read like enough of it. I think one of my favorites, that's the one that I'm thinking about right now, is The Forgotten Garden by Kate Morton.
Oh,
I don't know that.
It's got like 5 different plot lines and like different timelines throughout it, but it's all knitted together. It's so good.
Very cool. Yeah. I'm a total history nerd. Like I love history, so that was kind of why I started reading.
Cool.
Because
I love history other than the United States.
History.
Yeah.
Anything U.S., I'm like.
Yeah, but yeah, for sure, try Tessa Dare. Or I always say Tessa Dare or Julia Quinn is a good place to start because they're kind of like rom-coms, just add in the history element.
Yeah, I just pre-ordered the 3rd book in Tessa Dare's series. That one comes, I think, next week.
That one sounded. The plot on that sounds so.
Is it the Castles Ever After series?
That's the one from before this one, I think. The one that is the newest one is the first one was the Dutch. No,
the Dutch Deal was the first one.
And then it was like the Governess Game.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I love the Governess Game.
I haven't actually finished that one. I need to go read that one.
Oh, it's called Girl Meets Duke.
Girl Meets Duke series. Okay.
Yeah. And
Spindle Cove.
I'm really excited for the 3rd one because I think it's about like one of the friends who like owns like 20 pets and they're like all like
yes,
a duck, a monkey, like a llama, like
it sounds so cute. I need to like finish the 2nd one because you know when you start something and then you have to put it down, then it's like 3 months later.
Red, white, and royal blue.
So that's what happened with the 2nd in that Tessa Dare, whatever the 2nd one was. So I have a bookmark in it. I'm like halfway through it and need to go back and read it now.
I find that like fluffier books or like romance books I need to read in like one sitting or like force myself to go back to it. Otherwise, it's not one that I go to enough, right? Because it doesn't have like a the pull that a fantasy does a lot of the time.
Opposite with me. That's the opposite with me. I haven't read a full fantasy book in so long.
You need to give us all the fantasy recommendations.
Well, my favorite YA fantasy book is literally right there.
Oh yeah, have you seen the cover for the second one, Avery?
Yes.
Yes.
It's called Bring Me Their Hearts by Sarah Wolf.
Oh yeah. You told
It's
me
my
about
favorite YA fantasy book.
They haven't come out with the paperback yet, and I'm just waiting for it because like the hardcover here in Canada is close to $30. I'm not about that life.
No, no way.
Heck
I don't have
no.
the money. Okay.
If I could let you borrow my book, I would.
Just like e-transfer.
I wish we could lend our ebooks out. That would be amazing.
That'd be so nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. But yeah, that one looks good. But I read a lot of like fantasy romance, but I haven't read that much like fantasy in a while. So
I think there's a new one coming out by I can't remember who it's by, but it's called Spindle and Dove.
Who was Emma Brooks talking about that?
Or Serpent and Dove. Serpent and Dove. And it's like described as like people will like it if you're a Sarah J. Maas fan.
Oh.
And like I don't like Sarah J. Maas because
I love Sarah J. Maas, sorry.
I can't. But like
that whole show.
Yeah, it's fine. Like I read like a ACOTAR and I was like, but I just don't have the heart to get into Throne of Glass because it's so long. I'm just not.
I loved the ACOTAR like series. I read all of those, but I never finished the Throne of Glass series.
Yeah. I don't know, but like it's got the romance vibes to it. So if you're looking for something that's fantasy, like, it's romance heavy fantasy. Serpent and Dove.
Yeah, I love the cover.
I got the Emma Books, I think. Emma Books was talking about that.
Yeah, as soon as I saw Emma Books like talking about it, I added it to my Goodreads list and I asked the publisher for it, and she like said yes. I just have to get it.
Girl, that's so cool.
I think the ship date is at the beginning of September for all the arcs. That one and then the Crier's War. So like,
I just bought like 30 books from like Book Outlet and like thrift books for like my birthday book on haul. I buy myself like thrifted books, like a whole pack, like boxes of them for my birthday as a birthday treat to myself.
Are we getting a video about this? Because like,
oh yeah, I'm gonna do an unboxing. I'm gonna do an unboxing, yeah, for sure.
Good.
Yay.
Honestly, it's the greatest place on earth.
Yes.
Okay.
I guess we should wrap this up.
I haven't eaten dinner yet, so.
Yeah, go eat, girl. You're gonna be hungry. I ate before because it was later for me.
I ate before, but then supper wasn't ready, so I ate during.
I don't blame you.
I don't either.
I'll bring snacks next time.
Yes, snacks. All the snacks.
All the snacks.
So just a reminder to everyone watching, this is our book for August. We don't yet have a day for our next live stream, but we will soon.
Just stay up to date on all of our Twitters and stuff, and we'll let y'all know.
Yeah, probably around the first weekend of September, my guess would be.
I mean, it's a long weekend, right? For you guys too?
Labor Day? Yeah, Labor Day.
Yeah. So like
that should work, but yeah, we'll definitively say.
Yeah. I don't know when my birthday. I think my birthday.
Your birthday's on Wednesday.
Okay, because a bunch of times my birthday has been on Labor Day, so I didn't know about that.
Yeah, my birthday being the 6th, I've started school on my birthday so many times in my life.
September birthdays.
My birthday's on a Friday, so like it's good.
Friday's awesome. I think
I don't work Fridays either, so I'm
like, on a Thursday, but we're going on a girls' trip that weekend, so I'm excited. We're going,
That's so nice.
Yeah, we're going to go to Savannah, Georgia, which is going to be fun. Yeah, I live in Georgia, so we're just going to southern Georgia. I live in northern Georgia.
I mean, you guys have huge states down there, okay?
I mean, there's something for everyone. Mountains, non-mountains.
No, I've not been to basically anywhere in Texas because it's so big.
We all need to pick a book thing and like go to it next year. I know you said you're going to BookCon, right?
Yeah, I've already. I felt like the FOMO with BookCon this year.
I'm gonna feel it again because like
I wish I could go. The only problem is like the time of year is really hard because it's the end of the school year, and it's really hard for me to take
May,
time.
right?
It's like usually at the end of May, right?
End of May. I think it's like May 30th.
Actually,
Right,
I will technically be out of school then because we get out like the 25th, I think.
What is it with you guys in the States and your weird
I know.
start days?
I know.
August?
I went back to work on July 29th.
Ridiculous.
I know, but we get out like the 24th of May though. So
But like, if you want summer vacation, start in September, end in June.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. And Georgia's even worse than it was when I lived in Florida. So, weirdos. But
there's like some people like the education system in Europe is crazy. They get like 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off all year, and I'm like,
Yep. And a lot of them. There's actually, I think, some districts near me that have gone to year-round school, kind of like you're talking about, where it's like instead of having like 2 months off, they have like they go and they get like not October break, then they get like a December break, and then so
kind of like reading week for us.
Yeah, it's kind of more like the university system, to be honest. But
I mean, my university only got 2 reading weeks this past year when I was in my last year of university. Before then, it was just like you get an extra day around Thanksgiving. So that was in October for us. And then you get like a full reading week in second term. But like the first term, we're all dead by the time it's December because we haven't had a break. Right?
Yeah.
So they finally gave us a reading week in there too. But like,
of them. Gotcha. Well, I hope everyone has a really good Sunday weekend.
Enjoy.
Don't, die with your math there, Avery.
I'll try.
If you need some support, just, let us know.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. But we will be back next time, people.
Yeah. Okay. I'll see y'all later.
Bye. Bye, Jen. Bye, Avery.
Oh, it's